Hi everyone, this is Tara Keffer of The Business of Balance, the place where women and especially moms come to find more balanced, joyful, and fulfilled lives through life and career coaching, yoga, and essential oils. So this is my Friday video series, and today I'm really excited about the topic I'm going to talk about. And that is 5 lessons I've learned being pregnant that I want to take with me after pregnancy, and that I also think anybody could benefit from, whether they've been pregnant, would like to become pregnant, were pregnant a long time ago, short time ago, currently pregnant, doesn't matter. I think anybody could benefit from these lessons that I've learned. So the first one, after 3 pregnancies, I've learned that naps can be pretty fantastic thing, and they could be really beneficial and make or break a day. So typically I'm not a big napper. I'm not one to really give myself much of a break at all, but especially this pregnancy, I have been napping. And whether it's a 2-hour nap on a Sunday afternoon or just like a 5-minute nap when my kids are napping during the day, it's definitely not every day, but if I feel that my body's really calling for it, I've given into it sometimes, depending on what I have to do and what I have going on. But what I found is that the time that I spend giving into a nap, I more than make up for after the nap, because I find it boosts my creativity, because I feel refreshed, and my productivity, so I get that much more done the rest of the day. So it would be really easy to tell myself after I'm pregnant, I'm not going to take naps anymore, but I'm not going to do that because I found they're beneficial, and I think anybody could benefit from them when they could sneak them in. And it doesn't have to be a nap, but really that's kind of my form of self-care during the day when I need it. But it could be just putting yourself and your needs first, whether it's making sure you get a good night's sleep and not just, a nap during the day. But during pregnancy, you really have no choice but to make taking care of yourself a priority. And I'm committed to still making myself a priority, whether my body is making a baby or not, after this final and 3rd pregnancy is over. And I think you should too. Number 2, during pregnancy, after being pregnant 3 times now, I've really gotten a better sense of how to listen to my body. So I think in general, I've been pretty good at listening to my body throughout my yoga training. But pregnancy has helped me be even more in tune with what my body needs. So when I'm exercising, when I go to a yoga class, I really, being pregnant especially, need to listen to my body. And if something doesn't feel right, or it just feels a little too intense, I need to back off. And as a type A person, that's not always easy to back off. So I've learned to really listen to that and honor that and slow down when I have to. On the other hand, if I'm feeling good, then I push myself a little bit more. So I've become more in tune with where my body's at and what it needs, and I honor that. And that's, again, something that I want to carry beyond pregnancy and still really listen to my body and honor what it needs. And that goes for exercise as well as foods. And finding that balance between giving into those cravings and what I want, and making sure that I'm nourishing my baby with healthy foods, and finding that right balance, I think is important, not being pregnant as well, to find that right balance, right, between kind of living your life and enjoying some good food, giving into cravings now and then, and nourishing your body with healthy foods, because you deserve to nourish your body and eat healthy foods as much as your baby deserves to be nourished with healthy foods when you're not pregnant. That's still obviously a very critical and important thing. The third lesson I want to take from pregnancy into my non-pregnant life is to really relish the moment as much as possible. And so right now, with about 3 weeks left of my pregnancy until my due date anyway, I don't know obviously how much longer I actually have left, but in knowing this is my last pregnancy, I'm in a mode of wanting to enjoy every single second. And I've been really trying to use kind of all my five senses as much as I can to take it all in and just feel it all, and just really be present with, you know, all the movements of the baby, and just take it all in as much as I can, because I've spent, you know, over 2 years of my life now being pregnant, and this is it. And I've always enjoyed being pregnant. I know some people don't enjoy it, but I always have, and so it's kind of bittersweet. At the same time, after 3 now, ready to move on once this is over, but it's a phase of my life that I've really, really enjoyed, and it's just such an amazing, beautiful, wonderful thing. I'm so grateful that I've had healthy pregnancies, and I've been really lucky, and so especially once the baby is born, also knowing that this is my last baby, I also want to just cherish, you know, every little moment, every tiny milestone, those little fingers and cheeks, and again, just feel like I'm kind of using all my senses to really just take it in and fully be present and live in the moment. Okay, with 3 kids, that's not always going to happen, but where I can just really stop and slow down and focus on the moment. And I think that's a really important thing, again, for somebody who's not pregnant, to take those opportunities throughout your day, throughout your week, to really just slow down and stop and just enjoy the moment, enjoy whatever is going on. And like in pregnancy, not everything is enjoyable about it, but because the end result is so beautiful, it's like you're willing to enjoy, or at least, you know, happily deal with the good and the bad. And I think, you know, people should think that way more in normal, not pregnant life, that, you know, life in general is just this beautiful, amazing thing filled with so many miracles. And it's important to slow down and take it all in, and happily receive it all, the good with the bad, because it's all part of this amazing thing that's life. And you know, it's the bad stuff that makes us appreciate the good stuff, and all combined together, it's just one beautiful thing. So I'm feeling that way so much in pregnancy right now. I really hope that I could take that desire to just relish as many little moments as I can with me when I'm not pregnant. And I think that's an important reminder for anybody, again, no matter what stage of motherhood or life you're at, to slow down and relish the moment and really take it all in, the good and the bad, as much as you can. And some couple of quick ways to do that. Meditation is always helpful. So is setting an intention at the beginning of the day when you first wake up in the morning to slow down and take it all in a little bit more. It can be helpful to even set like a little mantra or a reminder to live in the present by writing on your bathroom mirror with like, you know, like a window marker on your mirror. It might seem kind of ridiculous and your husband might laugh at you like mine has, but I think that could be some really helpful ways to help you live more in the present and really relish the moment that much more. Okay, this next one I feel like is going to be a little bit hard for me to get through without getting emotional. But during pregnancy, there's a lot of impending change on the horizon. And while obviously I'm just so immensely excited for this new baby, I feel like with each new child, there's a sense of sadness about our family as I know it now. It's never going to be the family it is now again. So when I had my son, there was a sadness that it was never going to be just my husband and I and my daughter again. And I was never going to be able to fully put all my attention into my daughter again because I was going to have a second child. And now I'm feeling sad and emotional that it's never going to be just me and my son and daughter and my husband like it is now. Again, even if it's good change is always a little bit hard. And so lately I'm just feeling kind of sad and emotional that my son, who's my baby now, after a couple weeks, is not going to be my youngest baby anymore. Well, all my kids will always be my babies, right? He's not going to be my youngest baby. And it's just the time has flown by. I feel like he was just born. And truth be told, I never really cared much about having a boy. I always felt like I had to have a girl. That was just so important to me. And if I had a boy, of course I'd be happy, and if I didn't, that was fine too. And when I found out that I was having my son, I was so excited and so surprised because in my head I thought I would always have girls. My husband and I have very girl-heavy families, and I was also kind of just nervous because I felt like I didn't know what to do with a boy because I grew up just with a sister, and I didn't even live with my dad growing up, and so I just felt like I didn't know what to do. And long story short, I've been just blown away by how much I've really, really enjoyed having a son, and how special that mother-son bond is. And so is the mother-daughter bond. It's just different. It's just that nothing surprised me about how wonderful the mother-daughter bond is. I didn't know what to expect, or I just didn't think it would be as strong as it is, I guess, with my son, who still loves to just cuddle up in my lap. He would, I feel like, all day, every day if he could, and just gives me the sweetest hugs and kisses and tells me he loves me all the time. And so these days I just let him sit in my lap as much as possible because the days are limited before there's going to be another new baby sitting in my lap a lot of the time. And so my point here after all that is that pregnancy has taught me that it's okay to feel the emotions that you need to feel, that even in a overwhelmingly happy situation, it's okay to feel sadness. And in life, it's healthy. It's more than okay. I mean, it's healthy and it's necessary to feel our emotions that we need to feel fully. So lately I've just been giving myself some time and some space to just kind of feel that sadness and allow that, because I feel like by letting myself have the space to do that, I'll then be able to move on to this new phase of life with that much more joy and happiness, by letting me have this, little bit of time to be sad right now. And so in life, I think whether, again, pregnant or not, it's important to feel the emotions we need to feel them fully, but then it's just as important to make sure we work through them and move on. So if you're having trouble with the move on part, that's where I would suggest, maybe talking to somebody or seeking some other kind of help. But it's important to really work through the emotions and not just push them to the side. And I think that allows us to more easily move on with things. So my final lesson I've learned being pregnant is to be more accepting of myself and my body just how it is. And in pregnancy, when we gain weight and see our body take on a new form that we haven't seen before. I know sometimes I would just want to look at these videos, for example, and call out my double chin and some stretch marks and all that kind of stuff, that at the end of the day, as a pregnant woman, normally you're just able to overlook because it's all for kind of the greater good. And I hope that I can take some of that beyond pregnancy as well, to just be more accepting of my imperfections and not so critical of myself, and just be willing to overlook things a little bit more. Like, for example, as I get older, I notice like some little fine lines and stuff like that, and to just like in pregnancy, you would say, well, it's worth it because I have a baby growing inside me. I think, for example, the fine lines, the wrinkles, can be a sign of a well-lived life and a joyful life. And so it's good to put a positive spin on that, beyond pregnancy, and be happy about those imperfections that a lot of times are just a sign of a joyful, well-lived, happy life. So those are my 5 lessons that I personally want to take from pregnancy into the rest of my life beyond. I hope maybe they've inspired you to think a little bit differently, again, no matter what stage of life or motherhood you're in. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, I'd be grateful if you would share this video with your friends. Feel free to leave any comments. If you think there's a lesson from pregnancy you think I forgot, be sure to share it with me in the comments. And if you don't already, I'd be happy if you followed The Business of Balance on Facebook. And as always, please feel free at any time to email me directly at tara@thebusinessofbalance.com with any comments or questions about my coaching, this video, or my business. So have a great week, and I'll see you here next week.